Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. Fans had high hopes for Susie Evans on Bachelor in Paradise. She has been a fan favorite in the program since she appeared on Clayton Echard's Bachelor season. However, she fled the shore almost as quickly as she arrived. Susie acknowledges that the event left her disappointed. Keep an eye out for any post-show spoilers. Susie Evans' entrance at the Costa Rica resort shocked everyone, notably Justin Glaze and Lexi Young. Lexi had earlier voiced concern that Justin wasn't yet over Susie. They dated for almost a year after she divorced from Clayton Echard. Justin and Susie spoke when she arrived and decided they were not there to reignite anything. However, when it came time to give his rose, he chose Susie. At the time, she'd only gone on a date with Jeremy Simon, but he gave Bailey his rose. But Susie did not want to accept a rose intended for someone else. Justin's attempt at kindness caused all three to leave the program. Jeremy tried to persuade Susie to return, but she advised him to focus on Bailey. Susie Evans joined Nick Viall on his podcast to discuss her brief appearance. Susie stated that the producers identified one of the male finalists they felt she might connect with on the beach. While the filmmakers did not mention his name, she confirmed that the description they provided matched Dale Moss. But, as viewers know, Dale and Kat Izzo hit it off right away. Overall, Susie said that none of the men on the beach piqued her interest, which she considered disappointing. Susie Evans shared viewers' worries that the rose ceremonies are rushed and send too many competitors home at once. Susie Evans and Dale Moss were the final picks for their respective Bachelor and Bachelorette seasons. Susie and Clayton did not end season 26 together, but they reconciled after filming. However, some Bachelor Nation fans believed the producers favored Dale over Susie. One admirer stated, "The way they were treated by production was very different. Dale arrived by boat and was immediately put on a pedestal. Susie came in the rain and felt as if she was merely there to witness the Justin/Lexi drama." Many viewers agreed that it was a mistake not to have Susie Evans present from the beginning. When Susie Evans descended the muddy steps of the Costa Rica resort, the rain hadn't yet stopped. It was one of those sticky, tropical storms that came on quickly, soaking the palm trees and turning the walkways into slick riverbeds. Her hair curled around her face, makeup slightly smudged from the humidity, but she walked with poise. This was her entrance to Bachelor in Paradise, a moment fans had been waiting for since her dramatic finale with Clayton Echard on The Bachelor season 26. But no one, not even production, could have predicted how fast it would all unravel. From the moment her sandals touched the beach, the air seemed to shift. Cameras zoomed in on the stunned reactions of several contestants, but none more visibly shaken than Justin Glaze. He was mid-conversation with Lexi Young when he saw Susie, and he stopped speaking mid-sentence, mouth slightly agape. Lexi noticed. Of course, she did. She'd noticed everything since day one. Justin and Susie had dated quietly for nearly a year after her split from Clayton. It wasn't public knowledge at first, their relationship blossomed mostly off-camera, and by the time the press caught wind of it, the couple had already begun to fracture. Timing, geography, trust, those were the public reasons. But privately, Susie always wondered if she had ever really healed after Clayton. And Justin? He was chasing something he couldn't name. Still, seeing each other again under the sweltering sun and prying eyes was surreal. They pulled aside to talk, of course. It was necessary. Both owed it to themselves and to Lexi, who hovered nearby, pretending to organize seashells in the sand but listening to every syllable. "I'm not here for drama," Susie began carefully, eyes flicking toward the producers lurking just off frame. "I know," Justin said. His voice was calm but cracked at the edges. "I didn't expect to see you, but I'm glad you're okay." They laughed awkwardly. It wasn't a romantic laugh. It was one filled with the weight of what had been unsaid for months. The conclusion was mutual, they weren't here to rekindle anything. Still, the tension never fully dissipated. The next day brought a date card for Susie. She chose Jeremy Simon, a solid pick on paper. Jeremy had a clean-cut charm, infectious laugh, and a non-threatening aura that made people feel safe. They went ziplining through the jungle, and although they screamed and laughed, the spark was faint. He kissed her at the waterfall, but her lips didn't quite kiss back. Back at the resort, Bailey was getting attached to Jeremy. Their connection had started slow, but she had high hopes. Her expression when she saw Susie and Jeremy return hand in hand was unreadable, but her confessional told a different story. "I'm not mad at Susie," Bailey said. "But if Jeremy gives her a rose tonight, it's gonna sting." That night's rose ceremony was a chaotic blur. With pairings solidifying and last-minute twists always on the horizon, everyone was on edge. Jeremy surprised nobody when he gave his rose to Bailey. It was a sweet, if not entirely passionate, moment. But Justin's move? That sent shockwaves through the sand. "I want to give this rose to someone who means a lot to me," Justin began, voice soft. "We've shared a complicated past, but I believe in second chances, even if it's just friendship or closure. Susie, will you accept this rose?" In that moment, she could feel every camera lens tightening in on her. She could hear the murmurs, the anticipated reactions. But all she saw was Lexi's hurt and Justin's uncertain smile. And she knew. This wasn't a rose given freely, it was an attempt at redemption, reconciliation, or maybe just guilt. She stepped forward but didn't take the rose. "I appreciate the gesture," she said, her voice wavering but strong. "But I'm not staying here under the illusion that something might happen when I know it won't. I'm not someone's placeholder." She turned and walked out, her sandals sinking slightly in the wet sand. And just like that, Susie Evans left paradise. But the fallout had only just begun. Jeremy ran after her, camera crew stumbling behind. "Susie, wait," he called, breathless. "You don't have to leave like this." She turned. "Jeremy, you gave your rose to Bailey. That's your connection. That's where you should be." And so Jeremy went back to Bailey. Justin, seeing Lexi quietly pack her bags without a word, realized he'd made a decision that hurt more people than he helped. Within the hour, he too was on a flight back to Los Angeles. Juliana, on the other hand, had reportedly declined an invitation to appear on Paradise. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe my channel and do not miss any update.